Hello, guys, and welcome to CBS TV. And this is another wonderful episode on our biblical review. And guess what? I'm having an amazing person with me again on the show today, and this is Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah. So very quickly, we'll be talking about one of the most wonderful Bible stories of all times, which is the story of Joseph. And this is a story that you can find in Genesis 35, from chapter 35 to chapter 50. And it's an amazing story, a story that has to do with love, betrayal, persecution, false accusation, and finally enthronement at the end.
Okay, as we all know, the story of Joseph. Joseph was someone who was loved so well by his father.
By his father.
And then because of the love the father had so much on him, made his other siblings
to be angry.
Be very, very angry with him.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, he was actually being sold out to slavery by his own brothers.
Yeah.
So most of us, come to think of it now, most of us in this our Christian life or in this our generation now, how much more can we give our time or be dedicated to the work of God? Will you? Yes, in the midst of persecution, because if you are serving God so well and then you are facing trials, will you actually endure till the end, or you give up halfway?
Yeah, that's one major theme that is conversant with the story of Joseph. But another major thing is when he encountered severe persecution and severe false accusation by the wife of Potiphar. He was tempted first of all, and in the process of doing his job, he was yet accused. And come to think about it, in this time and age, would any young man with such a wonderful offer from his boss's wife, would they say yes or no? Would you, there's a fine woman.
It's actually very hard to find such. Yes, yeah. It's actually very, very hard to find such persons now, because as a man, you have blood flowing down your body.
Yeah.
So it's very, very difficult for you to resist the opposite gender, but it takes God for you to resist. And if you actually overcome it, my brother, I pray the sky is your starting point.
Another major thing is discipline. I think Joseph taught me discipline. Reading the story of Joseph is one that I see has a lot of discipline in it, because even by the time he got to the prison after the false accusation, he maintained a high level of discipline that made him ranked at number 1 in the prison. He was entrusted with the responsibility of overseeing the activities of other prisoners while at the prison. And guess what? God had blessed him with the interpretation of dreams. So his colleague had wonderful dreams and he interpreted them. But he begged them that by the time they were out of that place, that they should remember him. But guess what? They quite forgot.
Yes.
But if you were the one, what will you do? Someone promised you, by the time I am, the top in this position, I will do this and that for you. What will be your feeling when that doesn't happen?
Actually, as a humanly thinking, I'll be very, very upset. Yes. I'll be very angry about it. Yeah. Because take for instance, you are someone that I've been very close to, I give you advice, things that you are confused about, I do actually advise you and take you to the right path, and then suddenly, like Prophet, suddenly you arrive a certain limit or height, and then you forgot about me totally. No, it's not right, but it's something that actually is happening within our Christian daily activities or daily life. Yes.
Now going further, finally, God blessed Joseph. He made him interpret the dream of the king.
Yes.
Eventually, he got elevated, promoted, and he became like the second in command in all of Egypt. But here, another thing happened. Those his brothers that were responsible for all these years of torture eventually came. And the dream that Joseph had came to pass, that they bowed before him.
Yes.
So here is the whole thing that is harder, if there's any word like that. He saw his brothers who were responsible for his pain, but yet he forgave them. Daniel, would you forgive?
Yes. For me, let me just say my mind as human.
Yeah.
There's a saying, forgiveness is something like, even if I forgive you, I can forgive you, but my brother, come to think of it, I can never forget it. Once I see you, I will forever remember what you did to me. That's me. But for him, he forgives.
But I don't think it was easy.
Yeah, it was.
He cried about it actually.
Yes, he will cry, yes, but
eventually
he forgive, and he embraced them back to himself.
Yeah.
So it's actually a good thing.
So if you are to go home with any lesson today, I'd like you to think about the story of Joseph as one that had to do with every other thing that you're experiencing currently. The betrayals, those that have ganged up against you, family members, friends, and just put yourself in Joseph's shoe. And would you be able to go through the things he did and still forgive? Ask the Lord to help you.